is where you can turn left, and that's where you should park.
Oh, that little roundabout section there.
Are you ready? Sorry.
Right before that. Before that, when you turn left.
Yeah, show me that later.
Okay.
And we'll see if that's a better spot.
Okay.
All right, we are
Live
and recording.
Cool.
Let's take a Snapchat. Where's Snapchat?
Dude, you're scratching your balls, bro.
He's always touching himself.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Your face looks doomed.
They're not scratching my balls.
They don't know. They don't even know.
They have no clue. Well.
They know I'm missing it.
Well,
All right,
I'm
we
from
ready?
Texas.
You know,
Is anyone not ready?
Did you tell Bebo
Oh,
that?
we're ready.
Huh?
Did you tell Bebo that he should be part of the podcast, like as in someone who talks?
Yeah,
behind?
we talked about it.
Okay.
Star Bandits podcast, Marcus Delzell.
Star Bandits podcast. Kid the motherfucking king of business, bitch.
Howdy, I'm Robbie Bland.
My name is Junaid. Hello.
Hey, I'm Cabo Bob.
Nice to meet you. We are live for
That
the
was
third
awful.
time. We need to edit the actual live streams.
Yeah,
We'll get on that.
I said I'd do it this weekend since it's not holiday anymore.
Yeah.
We look a little too
talk about it.
bright. Whatever.
We're already starting. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Right as shit, boy.
Our cameraman Bebo is not here today.
Our head man.
No
Our
head,
head
man.
man.
No
Again.
head.
Headman is in Squid Game.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about how you watched it with the dub instead of the sub?
You know,
Fuck
Willie,
that.
The
was a
entirety of
terrible
Squid Game in
decision.
English. It tilted me more that like I would get out of my bedroom and I'm going to the living room, like to get water or like anything that I need for basic human survival, and then you're just sitting in the living room watching Squid Game in English.
That made you
And
mad?
yeah, it
Did
did-
It made me mad every
Did it
time I
ruin
saw
your
it
day?
too.
Yes, because he would turn around and be like, "What were you thinking?"
What were you thinking?
The best,
Dude, it's
the best
so
line
fucking
is
tilt.
the best lines are all in episode 1 because I'm certain that the English voice actors were given the script, had no time to prepare or
Oh, they
actually
usually
watch
don't.
the show.
Oh, for sure.
Because, and I'm just gonna say, first off, the sub is better. Like easy,
No shit.
no shit, no contest. The sub is better.
It's not an anime.
Yeah. There's no excuses. But I will say, the dub gets better over time. Like as the episodes go on, you can watch the voice actors understand the characters more and more.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
just in like character growth, but like the voice actors are like, all right, now I'm starting to understand who this character is.
They show some restraint at some of the things they say, and like actually almost get it right with the lips, and it's striking sometimes. They definitely.
Do they watch the lips whenever they?
I think
likely
no, they
so.
do.
No, they
do.
certainly do.
They
You
do.
got-
You have to pace your lines to fit the
Yeah.
footage.
You know,
it's
bad lip reading.
Yeah, I know bad
Like
lip
from
reading.
2008 or whatever.
But
it's the same thing, but they're instead of making jokes, they're reading the thing.
You want me to take it?
So I thought they were given the lines and it's edited afterwards. Like the original cut is edited towards the dub
No,
so that it can
no,
fit the
it's
No, I
thing.
think that
it's the
they-
same.
Because that's what they
cut.
do in anime a lot of the times. Because there's different animations or different edits for the dub rather than
I don't know if they do that anymore.
Usually for when they're doing that for movies, they'll have the footage playing over, and then they'll mute the audio. And it's like, okay, you say this line while you're speaking into the microphone. But like
It's
with
the same
animation, they do it early. So then like,
Do-do.
yeah, they do it early.
They
That was
hoodoo
trash.
juju it early.
Yeah, they do it early because like they can probably add more. Make the lines look like they're coming out with the character.
You
rather
know,
than, like,
do you
those
remember? Do you remember
re-renders.
this is a spoiler for Squid Game.
Click off the live stream.
Dude, come on! Like if you haven't watched Squid Game,
No, that's false.
Where you
and fuck
at?
you.
I
That's
haven't
false.
watched Squid
Where
Game.
you
But I
at?
watched Mr. Beast's Squid Game.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I watched it too.
Was
It
it
was
good?
fun.
Was it good?
I'm picking my nose real quick on the podcast. That's
it
so
good?
nuts.
It's okay. Janae just
Why?
made me do
Answer.
it
Was it
too.
good?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it's
good.
exactly what you'd expect. He spent $3 million to rebuild the
$3.5
sets,
million.
to rebuild the sets from the movies, and then made a bunch of
$500,000
people
matter.
fall over and betray each other to get
That's pretty
the
cool.
victory royale.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
He did it in about 20 days.
Yeah.
that he-
Really?
yeah.
It's
was-
genuinely like a
Dude,
miracle
you know-
of like just I don't know, content creation.
It's
to-
pretty cool.
How
to get
does-
that built that fast, get that many people in there, and have a coherent like camera crew
That's pretty cool.
constantly keeping up with
That's
things.
pretty cool.
So you know the
It's
funny
impressive.
thing about the ending of Mr. Beast Squid Game. Spoiler for Mr. Beast Squid Game.
Dude, I haven't watched it yet, man.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Mr. Beast video.
So when you go to the end
Can
of
you
it,
spoil it lightly? Like,
no, I'm
Okay,
not hard
okay.
spoil it.
all right.
When you go to the end of it, they don't know how
don't know
to
how to
play.
play.
Yeah, they don't know how to play Squid Game
Yeah.
because they're like, well, we're not Korean, and so and it's
What
like
the fuck?
they do a bad job of explaining it in the show, but it's like someone could have told, like, because it's a real game, right?
Yeah.
Like someone could have told them how to play, or they could have looked it up, but they're like, we're not Korean, so we're gonna play musical chairs instead.
Musical chairs is the
God.
best ending possible, though.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The musical chairs thing was cool.
What's the final game in the show?
It's Squid Game.
It's
It's
Squid Game.
it's called Squid Game.
So
Hey,
do they
it
eat
literally
Do
is.
they eat squid?
No, it's like
Dude,
it's
what?
like a playground game.
I feel like that was
they,
racially
They explain it.
motivated.
Yeah.
They explain it in the first sequence of episode 1.
No,
Okay.
they don't. They don't
No,
explain
do.
it.
They do.
They don't explain it. They're just like, so one guy goes into a lion, the other he
Yeah,
goes
that's
into the
explaining.
attacker. No. It doesn't tell you actually how to play the game. It's just like
It tells you the
this
gist of
happened.
it.
I mean, kind of.
With
Does it need to go in depth? No.
Yeah, no one knows how to. Do you know how to play Squid Game?
I understand from the show.
You know how to play.
No, I understand the bear. This argument shouldn't happen. First off, this is absolutely pointless.
I'm just saying they didn't explain it well. You don't know how to play the game.
It delivers enough information for you as an audience member to understand what is going on.
Yeah.
He has to get there, and then the guy inside has to stop him. That's all you need to know.
But it's the same reason why, like, if there was a American movie, they wouldn't explain like
Baseball.
not baseball, but like hopscotch. Like they would just say, like hopscotch is a game that you play. You jump in between.
You
the
can explain it in a
squares or whatever.
sentence.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm saying it's the same reason because everyone knows how to play hopscotch. Everyone, I guess, I'm not Korean, but everyone in Korea, like they played Squid Game as a kid, I guess, or they know what Squid Game is.
I
So
don't
that's
know
why
if
they
that's
didn't-
true. I think that for your example, hopscotch, it would not need any explanation because it's so widely done by every single kid
Yeah.
in the
You can
world.
also
It's just
explain
like-
it in a sentence.
That's true. That's
You
true.
can, I think it's probably interpretable through like all languages. I'm sure, like jump into squares.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's the same thing. I think that's why they didn't explain it in depth. It's because it's a Korean show, and it's apparently a common kids
So,
game.
for
To
y'all-
my understanding, I might be wrong.
They still explained it for 10 minutes in the beginning.
Yeah, they do.
Like if you watch
Dude,
it, you
it's
probably
not a
can
good
figure it out.
explanation.
So I have two
It's not
questions.
supposed to be.
So I have two questions. So is it ever explained why there's a, I don't know how to put this, but like a childlike look to all of the games? Is that because like they're seen as playground games with a "you're gonna die" twist to it?
Major spoiler here.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
For the most part, saving the major spoiler,
Uh huh.
it's literally a game
Uh-huh.
and is framed that way, like a game show,
Mhm.
except huge because there's like a lot of people. That's it.
Okay.
It's just framed like a game show because at some point, this is a Squid Game spoiler, by the way.
This is the Squid
Um,
Games podcast.
It is a Squid
This
Game.
is the third, yeah, this is the
Games.
third episode.
This is the topic
Um,
we're talking about.
At a certain point, like these rich Americans come to watch the people play in the games.
And they actually have English-speaking Americans.
Yes.
Holy
Yes.
shit!
And
And
it's-
you warned me. They're written
it's-
like the dialogue that they were given is like super cringe because it's Korean people trying to write what Americans sound like, and so it sounds like a parody when they talk because they're like
so insane.
they're like, oh, I like number 469 because 69 or whatever. He says that.
Actual joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actual joke in the show. It's like the first thing that comes out of his mouth.
What
too.
if they
course.
got Donald
So
Trump to play
insane.
that part?
They're basically all Donald Trump.
Okay, that's awesome then. Not really. And do y'all three pretty much all agree the ending is not good, or do you guys disagree?
I won't say it's bad, but the ending takes away my fate. We should probably just not even
Fuck it, it's
not
already
even
been a
walk
month.
and
It's-
not
it's-
even walk around it.
I
So-
think enough people have seen it, so you can
No,
just talk
it's-
about it freely.
well,
It's one of
we've
the-
already talked about spoilers. This
It's
is a
one of
Squid
the-
Game spoiler, by the way.
Yeah.
So, from episode 1, there's this old guy, and he's
Is it the old man that's like
It's
in
the
a
old
bunch
man.
of memes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is the biggest stereotype of every old person ever, and it's actually kind of frustrating.
At least for me, it works. Because, like,
He's just pure pity. That's like every single thing he says. It's
He-
like, oh, I feel bad for
Does
you.
he have dementia too?
well, he has
No,
a
he's
brain.
got some cool
He has a
lines.
brain tumor.
He's-
He has some awesome lines.
He's pretty positive and
He
like
has
a cool character to
I mean,
follow.
yeah, but he's like, the stereotype of the old man dying, and he's
Oh, he
like
is an
doing
old
this
man
but
that
big-
is
he's an
dying.
old man with a brain tumor.
I mean, sure, but
But
it's,
the ending twist pissed me the fuck off.
I'll explain it. So, it's this old guy, and he's like, I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna win money. I have nothing to live for because I have this brain tumor, and I can't afford to get it removed. I'm gonna die anyway, so I'll just play this game. And if I win, cool. If I die, I'm gonna die anyway, so I don't care. And then as the show goes on, he deteriorates more and more, and it's really sad to watch. There's
like old people.
like old people
Yeah.
with brain tumors. And like there's one point where like he refuses to get out of bed, and the guards are like, get out of bed, and then they like yank him out of bed, and it's revealed that he wet the bed and was too embarrassed to get up and all this. It's sad. And eventually people start making friends with each other, and they're like sharing their names instead of calling each other like, oh, number 469 or 456 or whatever. They start sharing their names, and he shares his last, or like they ask him last, what is your name? And he can't remember. And as it goes on, he somehow survives like till like the third to last game. And at that point, they're playing a game where like you have to take marbles from the other player, and you do it by whatever game you want. It's like wagering, like I'll wager these marbles and whatnot. And so they're playing this game where one character would just guess how many marbles the old guy had in his hand, and then he would guess what they had. And if you win, you get their marbles. If you lose, the other character gets your marbles. So they're playing the game. The guy, not the old man, the guy got it wrong, but the old man said, wait, what did you say? And so then he changed his answer, and then the old guy was like, oh, I guess I lost. Whenever he didn't, he actually won. And so he's fucking with him to win the game,
Yeah.
killing, like knowing he's going to die. So then there's like this beautiful moment, like best moment in the show. The main character and the old man become friends right after the main character backstabs him, is quite literally making sure he dies so that the main character survives.
And the main character is like the meme.
The meme
of,
guy
like, the
with the smile, yeah.
Okay.
And at the end, the old guy says, "Oh, we're best friends," and all this stuff. And he's like, "Oh, and I remember my name." And then he finally says his name. Oh, and then also he admits that he knows that he cheated, but he forgives him because they're best friends or whatever. And then he dies off screen.
Later.
It's sad, and that's the end of the episode.
It's not sad. It's so tilt. The ending is so tilt, man.
Of that episode?
Of
Well,
like.
doesn't he?
Well, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, okay.
Were you
okay.
listening at all?
No, I was. But whenever you
Keep
said
up.
talking about the
So-
guy and then talked about his name
Stop.
and
So his
what is up with you?
his death was like super sad. And then a few episodes later, the twist, like one of the big twists,
Dude,
is
so
that
betrayed.
the old man was behind it the entire time. He
Oh,
did not
okay.
die.
Okay,
he was
that's-
still
that's really
alive.
troll.
He never had a brain tumor.
And
I
then
mean,
there
he,
was one.
he was still dying.
Saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Dude.
like the big twist, and it was like he was old. He made this game so that he could like have fun again as if
That's
he was
Saw.
a kid. It's it is Saw.
Yeah,
but it for me it ruins it because it takes that moment away.
Yeah.
Like the old man dying and all that. Like it was so beautifully written, and to find out that it wasn't genuine. And he was still alive, and it was
See,
all show. That to me is the worst
That
part.
ending wagers another scene, which to like make up for that death is that he looks out of the window and is like, "Do you think anyone's gonna help this homeless guy that's dying in the cold?" Which is a good scene in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
I
it's,
agree.
It's not emotionally as poignant as the old guy that we've been seeing for like a few
Yeah.
episodes dying.
That's the thing is because like like the ending to me is frustrating because like mainly because it takes that moment away because
Yeah.
it retcons the old man's death because it was great.
The Marbles episode in general was just like pretty fucking gnarly. Like
I agree.
the two girls bonding and then
Yeah.
watching her die was really cool. The Indian guy,
Dude,
what
the
a
Indian guy
dumbass!
Uh,
dies.
Yeah,
What a
yeah.
dumbass, by the way.
That was sad. That was
But
so sad.
He's the nicest
was,
guy.
It
He
was
was the
really
nicest guy.
sad. Which sets up the I forgot his name, but you know the second character, like the main character's
Yeah,
childhood friend.
yeah.
It sets him up for being like a backstabber and
Like super backstabber.
yeah.
Have y'all
and
seen?
being like super hungry. So like
Yeah.
that, all three of those deaths, the old man, Indian guy, and that girl that we met was really cool. I think the ending could have been a lot cooler if instead of retconning the old man and ruining that, if there was some sort of like character development that we got to see about the detective's brother, because we still have no fucking reason to care
Yeah.
about that guy.
Yeah.
And if like if it was where he met him, like instead of the old man, and like talk to him about why he set up the games or something like that, or just something.
Yeah,
Maybe
with
like
that,
the
with
old
that
man
character.
had like a dead man switch where it's revealed he was behind it. Like he's still dead, but then it's revealed. Maybe.
No, like
No,
he,
he's still way back, like way alive.
Like
Okay.
the old man should have been the old man with the tumor,
Yeah.
not an old
See,
rich old guy.
Yeah.
pretending
What I
to
would
be
have
the old
liked to
man with
see
the tumor.
is the guy's brother, the front man, but like it's revealed that he is not just pure evil, but that he has some scheme behind it that's
Right.
also
Yeah.
against the Squid Game.
Yeah.
But like he's doing it another way. That would have been nice.
yeah, just something about the brother to make
'Cause
him an interesting character.
All
Because
you have to go on is that he was missing, and that's it, really.
yeah, and he's just a big guy.
Yeah.
He's just the guy in the black mask instead of the guy in the square, triangle, or circle mask.
I mean, the twist was like cool, but I like it doesn't do anything. Like all it does is add up, or like what's it called? Tie off why like the detective being in there trying to find his brother. You know, like it doesn't create more curiosities.
Have y'all seen the Saw movies, by the way?
I saw
That's
one
The
and
first
two.
one.
Okay.
So the
I've
first
never
one.
seen
The
a
Saw,
single
I've
one.
seen.
The second one.
I haven't seen any of them, but I've seen a lot of clips and recaps of the whole series.
First one is good.
There's
First
so
one is
much,
crazy.
There's so much troll shit with the main old man Saw guy. There's a really there's like this one movie where they're showing flashbacks in like the 80s and 90s, and they don't like recast like the old man. For those scenes, he's still an old man throughout those time periods.
He's like
my
really
God.
old.
There's this really funny one where he's like at like an author's book signing, and he's like wearing like a little baseball cap, and it's like obviously like supposed to be way back when, and he would not look like a greasy ass old man then, but it's so fucking funny seeing him just standing there in the fucking baseball cap.
They
Yeah.
always had a low budget, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so that
the
first
first
one
one was
that's
an
how they
indie
were able
film.
to
I'm
pump
pretty
them
sure.
out.
It was like
Super low.
$15,000.
The first one,
yeah.
the first one was like
Oh,
a miracle at the box
I
office.
saw the one that came out in theaters.
Which one? Oh, they all did.
Oh, Spiral.
So 3D.
Probably it
Well,
was
Spiral
like
was
it was
the
like
one
a
with
Was it newer?
full production.
Pig?
Yeah, it was a newer one.
the pig.
Like within the past 2 years or 4 years?
Well, there was a one that came out this
I
year.
think 4 years.
Because
okay,
it
that
might
was-
have been the 2017
That
one.
was probably Saw 3D.
It was a 2017.
Did somebody
one.
Okay.
get like lasered in the face at the
Yes.
ending? Okay, yeah, that's Saw 3D. That one looks like trash.
It was like it wasn't that good.
no.
The
was
first
like
one is
whatever.
like genuinely good.
Yeah,
They-
the first one's
the-
good.
The
Yeah,
twist
it-
works even if you already like know it.
Yeah,
it still is a good twist.
I knew it, and then I watched it, and I forgot the twist.
Yeah, because
it
you get
gets-
so caught up in like the dynamic between the two characters and them fucking gaming each other to try to get out, that you kind of forget everything else. And then
Yeah.
once finally you get to the ending after one of the most brutal scenes
I
in
know.
the movie,
Oh, it's so
the twist hits and you're like, oh shit,
good. Mm-hmm.
okay.
That was insane.
Yeah, I love the first movie. I did watch the second, and the second just felt really derivative.
It was
Yeah.
like it was trying to keep up the whole like, oh, this is what you think the story is, and then there's a big twist.
Oh, there was a huge twist, but
Yeah.
it didn't work.
It
And
was a
just,
gimmick at that point.
Yeah, it just
There's-
felt like, and then I didn't
Yeah.
watch any of the others just because. I mean, you look
Yeah.
at clips and they just become torture porn movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
they
not
do.
Like,
No, that it
And then
completely
the-
just
the-
throws itself to
Yeah.
the flames.
The last Saw movie before the
Mhm.
two recent ones, people complained a lot because the blood was pink instead of red.
Yeah, that's weird. There's the reasons for why people are getting put in the saw traps through over time is so stupid.
Mhm.
Like there's one where like this guy loses his daughter in a car crash, and then
So
they put him in the car crash. They put him in the saw game because it's like you're grieving over your daughter too much. You need to learn how to appreciate life. And like people are
That's a
like,
stretch.
no, there are video essays of like people being all like, maybe Saw has a point though. These people clearly aren't, you know.
Well, the type of people that make video essays like
no,
that
yeah.
and like
They-
opinions
they-
online have zero grip
They're
on what
worse
reality
virgins
is.
than myself. Yeah.
They're the ones most like likely to make a Saw game.
Yeah.
That's what they're fantasizing about, and that's
there
why they're
is-
on these Saw boards. Is because like,
Yeah.
what would I do? Like, what's the real reason?
There's an interesting video that I keep seeing pop up that I haven't watched, but it's like a guy like explaining how to beat all the saw traps. I don't know if you could like beat all of them because there's one where like this lady falls into a pit of fucking needles. I don't know how the fuck you fucking
think I've
beat that
seen
one.
that.
Didn't you watch the video on how to beat the trap?
Yeah,
No,
you
no,
would
no,
know.
I
What did
said-
that guy say?
No, I said I said there's this video that's been in my recommended that I haven't
Oh.
watched yet. Keep up.
I missed
up.
that part. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I
Keep
thought
Up
you
is
just
so
said there's this
tilt, man.
video.
No, it keeps
Dude, you
popping up.
invented it, dude.
I know
haven't
it's
watched
just
it.
so like.
You should
Oh,
watch it and then
let
get
me-
back to us on how to
Yeah.
beat the needle trap.
I know there's one where I was watching this guy just shit on the movies, and like there's one where you have to put a pint of your blood in order to stop the trap, but then like you
That's
could.
nothing.
Oh yeah, you could have. Well, you like have to like put your hand or you have to like. There's like a hole in the trap to where you have to like put your blood in, but then like this one guy was like, you can just pee in it, and then like that fills up the pint probably, or like you can get multiple people in the room to pee in it.
As if Saw isn't watching on the camera, waiting to fucking shoot you if you game it.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember the movie? I don't remember what it was called, but like a bunch of people wake up in this house that you can't escape from, and they all have like this like thing on the back of their neck, and it's a pain meter,
Oh, is it?
and you have to fill up the pain meter.
Is it Cube?
It
the
could,
Cube?
It
Well,
could be.
Did it come out in 2017?
No, it's older than that.
Okay, because I know there's one where it's like a board game movie, but it's
No.
like traps.
So like there's like a meter on the back of their neck.
It might be cute.
And as you endure pain, it fills up. And if you want to get out, everybody has to fill it up, or else the meter injects poison into you and you die.
Oh my
and
God.
all the characters are like, well, I guess let's like get hurt, and they fall into like a pit of needles, and
I
they,
think that's
they,
Cube. Yeah.
they file each other's teeth down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part sucks, but like they do it to this bitch.
Is-
But
Bitch.
Yeah, that's cool.
there was this part, like at the end, they were like, "Oh, we have to get out of this, but like time's almost up. What do we do?" And then someone says, "Oh, when I was a kid, it hurt really bad when they broke my collarbone." And I did it just by dropping a brick on my chest. And then all like 4 or 5 of the
Jesus.
remaining characters are like, yeah, let's do it. And it's playing this happy music as they all get a hammer and like start hammering each other's collarbones and
That-
breaking each other's collarbones. And then all their meters fill up and they all get to go home.
That might
And
be.
they're like, yeah, we did it.
that
We
might-
solved it.
yeah, that
Such a
might be
weird
Cube. I
movie.
haven't seen
It
it,
was
but
weird.
What's the point of
I've
that?
seen like clips of
Torture
it.
porn.
I know
Yeah,
I
I know
guess.
Cube because it is the first movie that I got nightmares from.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah, it is the
that would make
first one.
sense.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's the one where I remember distinctly that one of the challenges when they get into another room of the cube is that they lose and everyone gets to go away in one of the doors, but one of the guys he can't get up there, and the cube is like there's lasers that come down, and it's like lasers that are crossing each other, and then it moves, and so he slowly just gets like sliced up.
Yeah.
I remember that very
Do
distinctly.
you remember the filing teeth part?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
then it was
Yeah.
probably the same movie.
Damn.
How old were you when you watched this?
I don't know, but I know that it was
7 years old.
It might have been honestly like
Jeez.
it was the first time that we went to just like this random guy's house that would just make
It's the Cube House.
he would make, he would make cam CDs and put them
That's
in little
awesome.
plastic bags, and it was like for 10 rupees, which is like $0.25.
Like he would videotape tape
Yeah,
a movie
like he
at
would
his
get them
house?
from the Chinese people who cammed it, and
I like how you said $0.25, not just
just a quarter. Yeah, yeah. I forget that exists sometimes.
My family knew people like that too. Sometimes we'd get those DVDs.
What, people that just put movies
Pirate, yeah.
on in
Pirate.
Ziploc bags?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
So
That is.
your parents just bought this movie from this guy? Did he
Um,
warn them at all of what they were
No,
getting into?
I don't think so. Like, I think they were buying movies because they just sounded and looked cool. Because sometimes
Cube.
that's the thing. They would. It was called the Cube, but then they would have to make their own cover for the plastic
Yeah.
bag. So sometimes they would make it like really cool when the movie sucks.
Of
Usually-
course.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Usually, like one-word titled movies are very intriguing. To be fair,
Oh,
Dude,
that's
dude, that's
at
like
times.
all movies,
Yeah.
bro.
well, a lot of movies do go off of the or
the cube.
And
You
so
know.
do books. It's just like
Yeah.
all
Almost
like,
all bands.
yeah.
yeah. But I mean,
bands.
like Saw is a very interesting title rather than
Saw.
The Saw. Like I don't know, I'd rather watch Saw than The Saw or
Yeah.
Sawing. Or no,
Sawing.
The Saw
Still
coming
like
to a
Saw Con,
theater near
you know.
you.
Saw
Recreation
Con.
of the first movie because the franchise can't die.
Dude,
Yeah.
speaking of like torture porn and stuff like that, there's this Google. You guys know Google Fi?
Is it the phone service?
I do not.
Yeah, it's the phone service.
Uh huh.
There, there's this. They keep targeting me with these commercials.
Okay.
Have you heard the fucking terrible Google Fi commercials?
No.
No.
I haven't seen a single.
So like, I guess they're. I don't know why I'm getting all of them because I talked to like I talked to my family. I talked to like Bella, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. Like you're crazy. But these commercials, like I guess their marketing strategy is to make a song that has like no rhythm, like sort of a jingle, and like not even the instrumentation or anything like that, so that you like it just like sticks out in your brain like, wow, this song has no rhythm or anything, and then now it's like stuck in my head.
Yes.
Wait, can you play it?
Okay, I can try.
I have not seen this commercial.
But it's like goodbye, random calls and offers, something.
Is it like a radio
Hello
jingle?
Google Fi, a phone plan that can. And I'm like, wow, that just hurt my fucking
Yes.
head.
I saw a video explaining the hellscape of making commercial songs, and one of the tenets is you never resolve it so that it stays in your head way more, like longer.
It's like what
was
is it?
like-
freecreditreport.com.
Yeah.
Y'all remember those?
yeah.
FREE. That spells freecreditreport.com, baby.
But that's like a jingle, right? This
Yeah.
is not. This is not.
Oh, really?
It sounds like a run-on sentence. That's what like as
Please
a song.
find it.
I'm trying.
Google would be the ones to try to hack your brain into getting their
Yeah.
phone service.
And so with these commercials would come on, I would turn the if I couldn't turn the volume down, I would just plug my ears and be like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you!" Like you can't fucking advertise to me, dude. Like I don't know. It's. I saw that and then I was like, "Wow, these guys are such fucking dicks, man." Like, I just can't get advertised to like that. It's just so terrible. Here it is. Okay, this is the woman version. So they have like 4 different versions, and they're all targeted to me. So I will hate that one.
You're being targeted by Google.
I literally am. So that will happen, and then there's like a girl version, and then there's another girl version with the same girl, but a different like, so that different not rhythm and different not jingle, so that it's that one will even get. So if they throw that shit at the wall and that one doesn't stick, they have another shit that they'll throw at my wall and try and stick. This is the girl version.
What the fuck is that?
They
I mean, that
all
already
sound,
sucks.
They
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
sound like that.
Hello, Google Fi, a phone plan that can.
That's
Good,
bad.
it was like goodbye everything that can't. Hello Google Fi,
You
a
see-
phone plan that can.
I've never
I'm like,
heard
wow.
of that.
Like I would just want to grab him by the fucking neck and like wring him like a chicken.
So they managed to get stuck in your head, but they didn't quite make you want to buy it.
No, fuck no. That it makes me not like him. But
It is a good deal,
it's a,
though.
It's a
I'll say
setup.
that.
It's a setup. So like that. Like now Google Fi is in my brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
That was the
can't do anything
plan.
about it. It's get in there and it dug its fucking roots and it's like stuck in there. It's like a kidney stone.
Do y'all have any catchy, like I don't know what the fuck
Mike
I'm trying to say.
Bloomberg ads.
Yeah.
I got him at least like 20 times a day
Do you guys have?
on multiple places.
Okay, so I don't know if it's because of the areas I've been in Texas. They might have them, but y'all have Menards here.
Menards?
Menards?
Never heard of
Okay,
that.
it's like a Home Depot, but in the Midwest. There's a save big money at Menards. Like it sounds better than what the fuck I said, but that one and the general one too. The
Don't
car
know the
insurance.
general.
Go to
No?
the general and
No.
save some time. Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
Oh, wait.
one.
Oh, I know that one. I know.
Like
that one.
Shaq was in one.
Was
Oh,
it?
really?
Like
Dude, I love-
the general pulls up on Shaq.
I
And
love how
then-
they haven't
and Shaq's
changed.
like, all right, man, come save me some
Yeah.
money. And then like he just jumps his fucking big
Yeah.
ass in this little ass car with it, and the general's like,
Shaq
like
does
his
not need
hands
to
are-
save money, man. I
yeah,
love.
okay,
Your
J-
Shaq impression's
is such
pretty
a,
good.
Dude, Shaq is such a good guy, man. Like,
I can see
wouldn't
that.
know.
He'll say
Um,
yes to any marketing
he will do
opportunity.
anything.
well,
He'll do
yeah, he'll
anything.
do that. And then, so like he had this deal with Reebok. He told the story about the deal with Reebok.
No.
No.
Where he was like, he did this shoe deal with Reebok, and they're like kind of expensive, right? And so this mom was complaining to him, and was like, "Hey, you need to make your shoes more affordable. Like my son wants your shoe and he can't buy it. Like, what are you thinking?" And he's like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't make the price or something like that, but I can help you out." Like he pulls out like $2,000. He's about to give her like $2,000,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, "I don't want that. Just make the shoes more affordable. Like, what are you
I mean,
doing?"
he can't do that. He's just a
And then he's like,
spokesman.
"You know what? Like, fuck this." And then he like that day he just calls Reebok and it's like, "Hey, we're done with the shoe deal. Like, I'll wear whatever you want me to wear or something like that. But like, don't pay me. We're not making the shoes no more." And then he goes to Walmart, who's like his favorite company apparently.
really?
Let's go.
Because he
Yeah,
had to say
man of
that one?
taste.
He goes to Walmart and starts the Shaq Shoe Company with Walmart
Oh,
to make
man.
more affordable shoes. But that over
That's
there
cool.
somewhere is like
That's
fucking
cool.
some Chinese kid. It's like, fuck, now I gotta make these Shaq
That's true.
shoes.
Yeah.
No, without a doubt.
That's what Nike
Yeah.
does.
But like he's pretty mindful when it comes like just whatever he can like understand that's in front of him. Like he's pretty mindful about it, and he's a really good guy, super generous, and there's tons of stories about him like buying people things and like spending his money not
Are you a Shaq ad?
frivolously, huh?
Are you a Shaq ad?
Shaq ad?
Never mind.
Oh, like I'm a physical ad?
You're an adding for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I don't know, he's
I've
just
heard
he's just cool.
I've heard that when he goes to a restaurant, he tips sometimes a ridiculous amounts
Yeah,
to the
he'll
waiters,
ask the
like
servers.
$15,000 to $20,000.
Oh my
He'll
God.
just give them.
He'll ask the servers like, "Hey, how much you want?"
That's
And
awesome.
literally, and then the highest the servers ever said was 15,000, and so he tipped that server $15,000.
Wow.
Holy
But like he
shit.
spends his money like
Dangerous
frivolously,
game.
but not like for himself. Like he's not just buying a bunch of fucking cars and like having like a. He
Yeah.
probably does, but he spends a lot of money like
Well,
outside his.
I mean,
own
he makes so
bubble.
much money from those marketing deals that
Yeah.
he can just reinvest it back into the people.
Yeah.
I love that one photo of
He's like
him
Mr. Beast,
where
but
he's got
just
these.
fucking ginormous.
He's got like huge ass hands, and he's holding that fucking water bottle, and the water bottle is like this fucking big in his hand.
He's holding the water bottle like it's a cigarette.
Yeah.
It's tiny.
You saw like what was it? The Justin Bieber roast? It was either the Pete Davidson roast or Justin Bieber roast or something. The Shaq is in 2 of the roast. I think 3 actually.
Like he's
And
doing the roasting or he's a roasty?
He's a roasty and doing a
Okay.
roasting. That's how like all of them come up and do
okay.
their thing. And so like Shaq is in the audience, and then Kevin Hart comes out and he's hosting it. Kevin Hart is hosting it, and he was actually
He's
pretty
so
funny.
Short.
I don't know, but he was pretty funny in the roast. And then Pete Davidson was like, "It's good that this roast is being hosted by like Shaq's dick." Or,
Yeah, I remember
he like
that.
points to Kevin Hart. It's really fucking funny. Dude, Shaq is actually massive.
Yeah.
Like literally massive.
Yeah.
Did you see who is the roast master? The guy that he does the Jeff the Clown bit where he goes into like Comic Cons and stuff like that and just
Jeff
roast-
Ross. Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross.
Yeah.
So there was this Jeff Ross roast, and like one of the early ones. I forgot who it was for, but because Shaq was there at that roast too, and he goes, "Shaq, your knuckles look scraped. Did you walk here?" And then he couldn't see him, and he goes, "Is he laughing? Please don't eat me."
Was he laughing?
He was laughing. He was hard kicking.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Wait, so in this show, does Justin Bieber roast somebody?
Yeah,
Is he bad?
No, it actually wasn't bad. It was actually
Really?
kind of funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think though he gets hell? Oh no, the roasts are probably on the fly. Like,
I'd hope so.
yeah,
It's
unless,
like sort of on the fly. Like you kind of write your stuff, but if somebody says something to you, you like kind of respond or jab back or something like that.
Yeah, well, like Justin Bieber, doesn't he have like a ghostwriter now or something? Or wasn't
They
didn't
probably
something
all
like
do.
that come out? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, you know.
Yeah, Hoopa.
The way the
Hoopa.
way it works normally is the day before or a little bit before that everyone comes together and they write their own thing and everyone kind of helps each other write it. And but you still have your individuality when it comes to specific jokes you're aiming for people. You want to surprise them. And then they go on the roast without the person being roasted knowing any of the jokes.
The roast of Bob Saget with Norm Macdonald is really true.
That was like a friend's circle.
Oh, you know,
jerk.
I know, but
Yeah.
they were all like, Norm, you're friends with Bob Saget. Come on and roast him to hell. And Norm was
Yeah,
like,
and he just
I
did
don't
children's
wanna,
jokes.
I don't want to roast. Yeah, no, he literally just like took children's jokes from
he
joke books
bombed.
and was like, oh yeah, no, the audience like did not get it. Like he was like
bubblegum jokes.
No, like
yeah,
like,
basically
literally
like,
shit like that.
Laffy Taffy jokes. So you read them
There
the
was a
back
joke. There was a joke. He goes, "Yeah, Bob has a big head, like a cauliflower."
yeah,
like your head looks like a cauliflower.
yeah. Like,
And then he was like talking about restrooms or something. He goes like,
Yeah.
yeah, Bob doesn't go in the men's restroom. He goes to the women's one.
stupid, just baby shit.
Well, now
And,
he's
like,
dead, so like,
Yeah.
so
The
it's not really
amount
funny
of
anymore.
balls that takes.
I
do,
know.
yeah.
To
The
go
only-
and flop and commit.
Yeah.
Just does not give a actual
He
shit.
doesn't care.
Like I think like there's an original cut of that out there, and like the audience is not laughing. Then there's like another cut where like
Yeah, in the
they
actual
added
roast,
in-
they edited
Yeah.
in laughs.
Really?
Yeah, they
Oh,
edited
no.
in laughs
like
for
and
his
you
jokes.
look at like everybody
They
like
wouldn't
on
let
the
him
roast. You look at everybody on the roast stand, they're like, "What the fuck?" Like,
But everyone on
That's funny.
stage is laughing because they know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he did it. Like it was a literal circle jerk of the Friends. Like
That's
that's
really
what the
cool.
roast was for Bob Saget. Which
I know there
which
was
cool.
there was an Ann Coulter roast, and they got her pretty good. But obviously, it's Ann
Oh
Coulter.
my
She's so easy.
God.
Ann Coulter's way
Who's
too
Ann
easy.
Coulter?
Conservative, retard, racist.
She's like
cunt.
woman Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
And
somehow
Dude, does she have
worse.
big tits?
somehow was yeah.
No, she's like a stick. I could snap her.
No, man.
I don't want. I'm not
And she's
gonna.
blonde.
She lost all of her
Damn.
value.
Yeah.
True.
Well, so
Um,
did Ben. Never mind.
Oh.
Ben
Ben
Shapiro's
Shapiro's sister
sister?
got a
Shapiro's
breast
sister.
reduction, is what I'm
Wait,
saying.
no.
Yeah, right.
Ben Shapiro's
Wait,
sister.
I heard there was rumors, but I didn't know
No,
that
she got a
actually
breast
did
No,
it.
she did
reduction.
get
They're
a
kind of
breast
too
reduction.
big.
Well, how do they look now?
They look tiny.
Yeah, she's got small milkers.
Why would she do that?
Because she hates herself.
Yeah, she's giving
Someone needs to
into-
send her some death threats.
Yeah, get her boobs better.
God damn.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
speaking of boobs and stuff like that,
And stuff
All
like
right,
that.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
the opposite, a penis.
Okay.
Uh huh. Penis
So-
reduction.
I was thinking about this morning, and I was talking. I texted it to you, or did I text it to the group chat?
Don't know.
Okay, so
You went to the group chat, yeah.
okay, so I drew a penis on Tristan's car, like with the moist
water.
like it was like
Yeah.
morning dew.
That's
So I drew a
good.
penis, and I was like, dude, if aliens like just top down like we're watching humans,
Top.
and they realize like why we draw that shape, and they're like, wow, they simplified the shape of their own genitalia, and they think that's funny, and then they just draw it on stuff. Like that is infinitely interesting. Like if an ant did that, where they just started drawing their own genitalia,
Yeah.
I'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
It'd be
People
really
think-
funny if aliens did that, but with their lasers, like they like lasered it into a cornfield.
That's what
They're-
crop circles are.
Yeah, maybe that's
Well, their
that what their
penises for
cocks
sure
their
look
dick.
different. Like penis, that's one of was gonna be my like funneled out main
Okay.
point, was that like the shapes of penises are super interesting because do you know what the purpose, like the evolutionary purpose of our head shape is?
Mm-mm.
It's to inject sperm and pull out excess sperm from competitors.
Mm.
So if other people came and spermed in this bitch, you could go in there, fuck her, scoop out all their sperm with your cock, and you could still inject your semen in there.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, my head is huge, so it would do that. Like, I don't mind going lost. But, like,
I think I got a bigger head.
But it's also
All right, let's have a race. Let's have a race.
Well, if I
Who can
shaved,
get who pregnant the fastest?
well, if I shaved, like easy big head.
Well, whoever
Shut
goes
the
last.
fuck up. What?
No,
I think he's talking about his real head.
no. Oh, wait, okay, yeah, never mind.
What do
You
mean?
know we're talking about penis.
I did actually not. I was.
Were you listening?
No, I was, but I was confused about heads.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I think I'm kidding.
you're fucking joking.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. So the head of your penis scoops out. Come on.
Come on, man.
Listen.
Keep up.
All right,
Come
here
on.
we go.
Okay.
The head
Come
of
on,
the
Israel.
penis scoops
Fucking
out
tard.
the competitor sperm, right? So if you're going
Okay, I
last,
know,
you
yeah,
have an
okay.
evolutionary advantage. There was a Bobby Lee story about how he lost his virginity and he was on the wrestling team and he was the smallest wrestler. And there was this girl who was at this party and all the wrestlers came to the party and then the girl was like, I'll fuck everybody. I don't care. I'll fuck
Oh my
everybody.
God.
And so the whole wrestling team fucks this girl.
Oh, man.
And he says, and he goes last and he's sitting there like very patiently and he's waiting to go last.
Crisscross applesauce.
And so then he fucks this girl, and he said her pussy's like a cavern at this point.
Oh my
And-
God.
But like, if you think about it, he had the evolutionary like advantage. He was the last one to get to that girl, and then he was like, "Do I have AIDS?" Like for the next like 2 weeks.
Damn.
People or feminists think that we erect towers because we enjoy phallic imagery, like the National Monument, for
really?
example.
Huh.
Like the tall
Really?
tower with the point. People or feminists suggest that men penis erect penis.
Well, what happens when girls build buildings?
They fall
don't.
down. 9/11. Dude, look at the twin towers in Building 7. Look at they were designed by women.
God.
Margaret Thatcher, Hillary Clinton.
I don't know who these
You
people are.
gotta shut down. You gotta shut
No, I
down.
don't.
Power
You
down.
know,
Go into low power
Building
mode.
7
Israel.
was blown up by a woman as well.
Stop. Stop.
Oh, God.
Stop,
If a
Stop talking
woman-
about Building
If
7.
a woman
The Taliban
builds
is
a
a
building,
female feminist, radical feminist organization of terrorists.
there we go.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we should.
If
I'm
a woman builds a building,
It
Yeah.
blows up. It falls down.
it's like shorter and wider, has a slit in the middle. Like
Okay.
there's no,
I'm
there's
gonna look
no
up. I'm gonna
windows.
look up
There's lips.
feminist architecture.
Okay.
no.
I'll see what I
That-
find.
that's
gonna
gonna
be
be
a
an interesting
condom.
Google.
No,
Like
not
we
a
can't have
condom.
pyramids for everything.
That's
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
that's one of the
Yeah.
more interesting Googles probably.
I'm going to the
Feminist
DNB pyramid.
architecture. Did you find anything?
I'm going to
Probably
images. I'm
nothing.
going to images.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just searched
not
female
a single
buildings.
woman has built a building.
Okay, this one's cool. I like this one. You can't
That's
see it.
dildo.
Yeah.
It's a big dildo.
I'm not seeing
This one's
anything
just trash.
really.
That's look at the
I'm
hole.
seeing books.
You're seeing books.
I just looked at
Yeah.
female buildings.
female buildings.
Did a female make this shitty Chicago tourist spot?
Easy.
The Bean?
Probably.
No.
They probably
Flick
made
the bean.
Fuck the bean, man.
The Bean is the same guy who did the
Let me take
whole
a picture of the Bean.
Black is Black and you can't buy it like drama. Do you remember
I
that?
don't know what that is.
Like
Well,
the
they
guy.
made a better one
The
now,
Vanta
right?
Black thing?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the same guy.
Oh.
But didn't they make it better black now?
Yes, and then
Well,
he
Vanta
made
Black makes several like Vanta Black 2.0, 3.0, and all that.
Right, but I thought there was a guy that just it was like, you know what, I'm gonna make my own black.
I
and
think
it's
it was
better than Vanta Black.
It was a pink.
he did pink first
was
and then he
pink.
did black afterwards.
Mm.
Yeah.
and they colored this apple with it, and then they threw it into a black room, and it's like we'll never find that apple
Yeah.
ever again.
Wow.
According to the Guardian, who quotes architect Fiona Scott,
Is dead, and she never got to build a building.
buildings designed by women are more curvy, tactile, or colorful.
There you go. Just like women
Just like Building 7.
and Building 7. Which fell, by the way.
Mm-hmm. We got to pull Building 7. That's what they were saying in the
I
radio
don't think there are
broadcast.
many women who would think, "Oh, my ideal project would be a massive tower." So women like curves, tactile,
I agree.
and color.
Good at using their hands.
Yeah, they like color.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the tower thing was
colors.
just like a efficiency. Like I can just
Well,
build
it
like
probably is
spatial
that.
a spatial efficiency where it's like, okay, I can do that, and then it's like, oh, instead of spreading it wide and like taking up the whole city, I can just build this up.
We also tend to build cubes and not,
yeah.
whatever the the round shape is.
Right, like a shaft.
And
I
then
would
Yeah.
say a lot of architecture outside of America is better, as far as
I agree.
I've never visited outside, but from what I've seen in pictures,
there's more planning, and that means your public transport is better, meaning you don't have parking garages every like block,
Yeah, that's
which
really
makes it
tilt.
ugly as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like just the city planning in general, like I've seen from more foreign countries,
Mm-hmm.
just they look cooler and flow better.
It's so
was-
stupid for Austin not to be able, like, for it not, like, at least downtown,
Right.
not to be walkable and like bikeable.
Well, I can
It's so
still
stupid.
bike,
Yeah.
but it's like, damn, now I'm hitting every fucking bump. Not, and then like I miss one turn, I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Austin is terrible for biking just
Yeah.
because there's so many goddamn.
well, Austin was like,
Yeah.
I don't think
True.
Austin was ever made to be like such as a big city as it was now.
First Street proves that.
Yeah, like no, New York was obviously always made to be big and grand, but Austin
Mhm.
was like just meant to be like a
Keep
like
it
a,
weird, city.
Yeah,
Back to the
Thanks, Liz.
buildings are built because penises. It was also suggested by Sigmund Freud, who said high achievement and the acquisition of wealth as building monuments or of building as building monuments to our penises and the phallic architecture, even in the modern day skyscrapers, is a proof that the world still believes
To prove.
a phallic structure symbolizes
yeah.
strength, power, male domination, and political authority.
That guy was on some shit.
that guy was.
he was definitely on some shit.
He was definitely on something.
I feel like also most of his opinions are outdated.
Oh yeah,
by now.
almost all of them. Biggest scammer ever.
Scammed everyone into thinking he's a psychologist. And he just starts talking about like, okay, you want to fuck your mom. You want to fuck your mom. You want to fuck your
fuck
mom.
your mom so bad,
So bad, guys. Don't record it. Don't record it and show it to me, dude.
Speaking of like
No
outdated,
fucking way.
speaking of like outdated shit like that, like just like getting away with the scam, it's so interesting how like way back then, like I'm talking to like 1800s, 1700s, like you could like commit a crime and then grow a beard and then live out in the middle of like nowhere and get away with it forever.
Yeah, it couldn't
Yeah.
be that guy. He has a beard. The
Yeah.
guy who killed my brother, he was
Yeah.
clean
Well,
shit.
it's like shitty drawings
I mean, you know,
of like stick
even
figures.
as far as the 40s, you could, participate in genocide and then just move to South America.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
True.
crime in
Or
general.
work for NASA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or work for NASA.
Yeah.
Who,
Or
could,
fucking-
who could possibly forget
Or
working for
bomb
NASA?
a whole street full of black people, and then it's never talked about until I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jeez.
The government's been doing shit like that forever.
I mean, true,
they're
but like
just
that
the
was a
government, so
mob of
Stomp the
people.
bottom.
That was a mob of people who rented planes to bomb what they called Black Wall Street
Yeah.
at the time,
Mhm.
Wow.
and never, not a single person in prison.
Mhm.
Imagine being the
And they're
guy.
probably dead now.
Yeah, they're probably dead.
Imagine
Yeah.
being in the meeting room with like heads of soon-to-be NASA and the heads of Russia's space agency and fighting over which Nazis you're gonna get
Yeah.
and which Nazis they're gonna get.
Yeah.
You get your pick.
That's so funny.
It sucks that
That
like
is funny.
that stuff you kind of got to go.
They,
you got
believe it or not, got the more accomplished Nazis, but they
Mhm.
were older and died sooner.
Yeah. It's
Did the Nazis have
sucks
any
how-
say, or they were just like divvied up like cattle?
They were given a free ticket to live a free life and get paid
Yeah.
well.
It was
Scot-free.
so
So
charged
anyone-
for war crimes or work for us.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
sucks how
see.
it sucks that you have to like go not necessarily like go looking, but like that information is not presented to you on like a lot of like other
It's not
information.
really taught to you.
Yeah, I think I discovered that from listening to like the fucking Joe Rogan podcast when I was like 15. Like it was like Nazi scientist NASA. I was like, what the fuck?
I get all my news from Alex Jones.
Okay, that actually is a pretty good source.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he reported on the Nazis being in
Yeah.
NASA at some point or other, as well as the demon worshippers being in
And
NASA.
the lizards that were in the ships.
You might want to fact check the lizard part.
What do you
though.
What do you
Yeah.
think Alex Jones thinks about female architecture?
I
don't
doubt
know.
he
He
cares.
probably doesn't have an
takes
opinion.
Super male hormone.
He's probably. You
Yeah.
think he's mad about it?
No.
pissed.
I fucking hate when buildings are curvy.
If he was to build a building and make it look like him, it'd be a reverse pyramid.
It's red. It's a red
A
reverse
divot in the
pyramid.
ground.
It's so weird how like so many, not so many, but like a decent amount of people like believe that the pyramids and shit like that were created by aliens. Like I don't
They don't believe aliens created them. They believe aliens helped humans create them.
really. I've seen
Okay, but
other people
it's-
just say that the aliens built it and then
Oh,
later
I don't
they
know.
later-
The pyramid thing is weird.
Yeah,
and like no
I
one
don't
knows
think
really
so.
how to explain. What do you mean you don't think so?
Because it wasn't made in like people like don't understand that the pyramid like was made over years and years.
yeah, they
But
do.
Which you can do.
The thing with that is
So many slaves were involved as well.
actually they weren't slaves. They were
No?
paid in beer, which was a better payment than money at the time.
Weren't there like Israel
Slaves is a there was that was in the Bible,
Yeah.
but that's different from building the pyramids.
Right.
The thing with there's a lot of people who try to explain the building of megalithic architecture, like the pyramids, like what's it called, Stonehenge, and the thing is that you can do it. You can do it. There's this one guy who just decided to try to attempt to create a megalithic structure in his on his property, and I think Wisconsin. I'm blanking on what his name is, but it was one of those names like John Johnson or something
Yeah,
like
of
that.
course. A Wisconsin name.
Yeah. But
Wisconsin names are wild.
I think it was. It might have been Larry. I don't know. Anyways,
Larry Johnson.
he figured out
Larry
if you
Cucumber.
find like the center of mass and you put something under it, even something as small as a pebble, you can rotate it. And so he had this like 40-ton barn. He figured out where the center of mass was, put a brick, and then was able to rotate it like 180 degrees. And he could put a different point and was able to rotate it so that it wasn't just rotating, but it was also moving.
Wow. Impressive.
Very heavy, and he did it all by himself. Another thing he was able to do is erect this giant stone column from being flat on the ground to being vertical, and he did it all by himself. The thing is that there are structures within the pyramid, these giant obelisks that weigh like 40 plus tons. Those we don't know how they got there, because you can explain things like the giant pieces of limestone or whatever it was. But some things like the giant granite obelisks, you can't explain how those were erected. But as for the bricks themselves, we can make like estimates.
Well, can you not understand like how those were made just mainly because of just how much time has passed, and there's some things you can't really like.
Well, another thing is that we haven't found any tools to suggest how they were built. For example, another plausible theory on how they were able to stack all those giant stones is...
I got a shit so bad.
All right.
Well, how do we know that like
is
those,
that
those tools?
they used ramps. Because if you get a ramp long enough at a very steady incline, you can move a giant brick from here to over there, and then stack it on top of all these other bricks.
Right.
But we have not found anything like that that has been built, because
Yeah.
that would obviously take a lot of resources to build.
I would assume that tools like that just haven't been discovered yet. Like they could be in like
Well,
somebody's.
we've been looking for.
So
Well, I
is
mean,
it
like they
like
could
just
be in
not
somebody's like
plausible?
backyard.
It's true,
You know?
because discoveries are made every day.
Yeah. I
But
don't know.
a ramp that big is the thing, because this
Yeah.
would have to be a huge ramp, and it's like there would be evidence of that, because it's
Yeah.
not like it would have been one ramp and just one giant ramp was lost. It had to have been hundreds
I mean,
and
but
hundreds.
like, who's to say they didn't just take the ramps apart
Yeah.
and then
You
use
would-
them for something else?
Because you'd find it.
Are you sure?
You'd find
I
the
don't think
ramp
it's like
that they
aliens.
dismantled and then built into houses.
It's possible.
I mean,
don't
not if
know.
they completely dismantled it and used the parts for something else.
I'm sure
They were
people
clearly
much.
very resourceful people.
I'm
Like, I
sure
think
people
that-
much smarter than me have.
I'm sure.
have figured that out and
Uh,
why that isn't the case.
But I don't know.
But the ramp
I've
thing
never really
may
cared
not
much
have been it.
about how we built the pyramids.
A fun thing is Coral Castle. I'm blanking on his name, but it's in Florida. It's this guy who is actually a domestic terrorist from.
Let's go.
Is he a good terrorist though? Is there a good?
Yeah,
terrorist?
he killed like a bunch of cops fighting for poor people.
Okay, that's fine.
Where?
In,
What country?
I
Was
think
it
was either
Terrence?
Poland.
Latvia?
Okay, yeah, no, it's not that good.
It might be Latvia. Coral Castle. It's in Florida. You can literally. Edward Leeds Scatlin.
Yeah, doesn't sound like a Latvian name.
Yeah, he's
Sounds
Latvian.
like
He's Latvian.
He's Latvian?
That's his new name because
Oh.
he's still hiding from
But
the
he
Latvian government.
Yeah,
He
let's not
built-
dead name him.
he built these this giant castle that he lived in, and he did it all with simple tools. We don't know everything on how he was able to do everything, but there are pictures of him with like this giant tripod lifting this like 22-ton, like gigantic, like as big as this room stone, like up just a little bit so that he can get leverage and then lift it even higher. It's very impressive. And he
Wow.
did that all by himself too.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Thank God there's pictures of that.
There's literally like a handful of pictures.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure just like one. And he would show it to people for free. Like his job was solely to write principles on magneticism and why his theories on like magneticism are correct. And he would sell those pamphlets for like 25 cents, and then he would give tours for like 10 cents. But if you showed up and you had no money, he would just show you anyways.
Wow.
So where does the terrorism part come in for this guy?
So
He seemed like he had a lot going on.
Yeah.
so most of what we know about Edward Leeds Scatlin is exclusively from Coral Castle, because that's where most of the mystery is, and that's where most of the interest about him is.
Yeah.
But in Latvia, his reputation is a domestic terrorist, or more like a extreme protester who blew up cars and whatnot.
I mean,
Like an extreme activist?
If you use terrorism, it's terrorism.
Yeah, he blew up cars and killed cops. He was like part of a small militia that was trying to overthrow like local government or whatnot.
Do you guys know Christopher Dorner?
Revolutionary.
Oh my God.
Who's that guy?
Christopher-
That's a familiar name.
Christopher Dorner was a ex-police officer who killed a bunch of his LAPD police officer mates who were very corrupt and would usually beat victims or be very racist. And he reported to the department basically, and they were like, "We don't know what you're talking about."
Protect our own.
Yeah, and then he got fired, and then in 2013 he blew them to hell, and then
So this is recent?
yeah, he was fired from the police corps. I think I was just reading about it. Let me check again, but I believe it was in 2008. Yeah, and then years later he made a manifesto and shit like that, and then did it, and then hid out in a cabin, and then have the LAPD showed up and blew him to fucking meat.
Really?
They should make a movie. I heard about this on a podcast, and I agree. Where they should just make a movie about him, where he's just he's just John Wick. He's making the best man, just the best American hero ever. Get Michael Bay to
Killing
direct it.
cops.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just don't pay respect to the families. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know, get a better job.
Whoever leaked Tom Holland's nudes, that's
Oh,
what
man.
should go to hell.
No,
kidding.
no.
Kidding.
Dude, Tom Holland's packing.
I'm not even gonna
He,
look into
I
it.
haven't even
I'm
seen
He
not
was
even
holding his
interested.
dick out in
I'll
the
show Caleb
nudes
when he
like a
gets
fire
out.
hose, and it was like a selfie like this. He's packing.
What's
He's
his name again? Tom Holland.
the No Way Home leaks are going too far. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
the
no,
leaks are going too
it's a
far.
scene
it
in a
seems
movie
like.
where all the Spider-Man circle jerk together in a corner. They see
Which Spider-Man has the
All right.
biggest dick, Israel?
Toby acts like it, but I think Andrew does. I
You think Andrew
Andrew's-
has the
I think
biggest
Andrew
penis?
was very shy about it, but yeah.
You think he's very shy about
Toby
it?
Is,
you have your
is-
whole little
yeah.
fan fictions about their penis sizes
All
and
right,
how
all
they
right.
feel about
Andrew is too insecure about it because he's like, oh, it's too big. I don't want this out there. And obviously it's why Gwen stuck around with his ass, him crying in every movie.
it. No, I'm talking about the actors. I'm not talking about the
Well,
Peter
well,
Parkers.
they're using their actual penises in the fan fiction. Tom Holland's medium.
So you saw his dick today, and you thought he's had a medium-sized dick.
Well, I mean, he's packing, but compared to Andrew Garfield, I'm sure
Oh,
it's
okay.
just big.
Okay.
But Tom Holland gets the job done. It's a decent dick to get dick down by. And then I
you think so?
I think-
you
I
think
think-
Tom Holland is decent to get dick down down by?
I think Tobey Maguire with his personality makes up for it. Like I think it's like
okay.
he has like a small cock, but like he's
See, my first
he's
thought,
really troll.
my
but
first
I
thought
like
is
him.
that Tobey Maguire has a childish voice,
Yeah.
And a childish face.
a childish face,
Yeah.
meaning a lot of the manliness is going somewhere else.
Ah. Caleb, come here.
And the Japanese Spider-Man has like a tank dick, where it's
A
like
what?
a tank dick, where it's
Hey,
like a weapon.
Look at this.
That was a
Look at this.
messy
I don't
shit.
know.
Look at
What
that.
is the fuck?
It's Tom Holland.
Yo,
his
I don't,
cock?
I don't want that.
Oh, we're debating on which Spider-Man has the
He's
biggest.
uncircumcised like me.
Oh, he's just like you.
Dude, he's so
Yeah.
curved
I'm
he
just
could
like Tom
enter
Holland.
perpendicularly.
Is it
Oh,
the one-
jeez. Oh, jeez.
Why are you still
Um,
looking, bro?
I'm
You're
done,
looking
I'm
through
done, I'm
more.
done.
Israel was just telling us which Spider-Man he thinks has the biggest
yeah.
penis.
I just had a messy shit.
Did
Probably.
you use a bidet?
I do. It was the best, probably one of the best top
Okay,
5
good.
bidet uses I've ever had, with the water squirting up, cleaning up all my shit.
Probably Japanese Spider-Man. Probably Japanese Spider-Man though. He's like low key the
Japanese
best.
Spider-
You think the
Spider-Man?
Japanese Spider-Man has the biggest dick?
Wait, there's a
Well,
Japanese
he
Spider-Man?
has like a weapon dick. I
There's a
think.
Japanese Spider-Man?
Yes. Okay. So way back when,
When?
in like the 70s or the 80s.
Dude, you
Ah.
always say that. You always say way back when. And like a couple episodes ago, you're like, oh, back when, like in the 90s. Like that was
thank you for
20
pointing out
years ago.
things that I did.
That was like 20, 30 years ago.
Thank you for pointing out how I talk. But anyway,
Got him.
like way back in the 70s or 80s, like Marvel was doing their own Spider-Man TV show, which wasn't very good, like an American one. And Japan, I think, got the rights, and they were like, "Hey, let's make this like the Power Rangers, where it's barely even related to the character of Spider-Man, where the opening intro says that he's a mercenary from hell or mercenary of the devil,
What?
some shit like that, in like subtitles."
And he's got a
um,
weapon dick.
Well, that too. And then like he like doesn't even like web swing around the city to fight crime. Like he'll go out in like desert fields like in Power Rangers and
He
then
was
fight.
a Power Ranger before Power Rangers
yeah.
existed.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Why?
then.
Why would he
And
go?
then he's
to
got
desert?
like this huge ass.
Yeah,
like,
he has a Megazord.
yeah, he has
before
a huge
Megazords
ass white
existed.
and red.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, Japanese Spider-Man. He's gonna be in the second Spider-Verse movie, which I can't fucking wait.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
No, I'm
Marvel used to
serious.
license all the time.
Yeah, back when they
Did he
weren't
fight
greedy.
Godzilla?
Probably.
Probably not. It was just a TV show.
But he would like just go out into
Live
the
action, right?
battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is live action. And
Holy
then, like,
shit.
And then like, oh, he also has a gun in the opening intro where he's like shooting up a bunch of Japanese mobsters.
Oh my god.
He's like in like a clock, not a clock tower, like a factory, just like a big ass.
You have
Uzi.
a good fully automatic gun
Yeah, I
voice.
know.
He
I've had it
practices.
since I was a
Yeah.
kid. Yeah.
Dude, were you one of
That's
those
like a
kids?
disgusting
Or
No,
you
no,
were-
I would
fart.
do this a
You're
lot. I
one
would
of
do
those
that a
kids?
lot, like when I was playing on the playground.
Whoa, wait.
They'd be
hold
like,
on.
Israel, make the good
No, they
good
wouldn't be
noises.
doing that. But like whenever
hold,
like I'm
hold a fully auto elementary school playground gun. Pistol? Really?
That's a pistol,
Well,
bro.
this
I
is
know,
a-
I
okay,
know
this
kids
is-
who do this.
no.
well, this one looks like it has.
Like there's this,
well,
obviously. but I
that-
knew kids who did
But
this.
when you do the two guns, it looks more powerful. This one, it looks like a shrimp dick. Like this, I don't want to get shot by this. I don't want to get shot by this.
Okay, finger tilts me
this
kind of.
though?
No. That one's.
This?
I can't believe that one's gay.
That?
This one is for adults.
Yeah, the boy gun.
Do you remember the
Yeah.
video of the fat
Boy.
guy, the fat Peter Griffin looking
yeah.
guy in front of the green screen, and he has a long stick, and he's doing like kung
The
fu
Star
moves?
Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's
yeah,
doing
Star
the
Wars
sound.
guy.
Star Wars
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
He's doing sounds
Right.
with every movement that he's doing.
really?
With his mouth.
That's
yeah, he's doing
awesome.
sounds. I used to do that.
I
Is
do
it
that
like
a
with
lot.
like karate or like?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I used to do that
bet
with
Robbie
my
does that.
first ever beginning stop motion, so you
People
can
do
look
that
back.
at the gym when like lifting
That's awesome.
weights.
But like
Dude,
with stop
what?
motion,
Yeah, I'm serious.
No way.
Wasn't
They
that-
I'm not joking.
I
they
thought
make
that
like
was, like-
space laser noises.
Uh-huh.
That's dude. What?
I'm not kidding. Like
I
whenever
guess that's why everyone wears headphones so that they don't hear the fucking goddamn
the laser
sped
people.
kids.
Yeah.
the laser people.
but I think though, like I forget what I was gonna say.
It's all right, man.
It's all right. It's
Don't
all
So,
right.
so the
Get the
Japanese
emails.
Spider-Man has a weapon dick.
I think so because he has like a weapon in every single show, so I wouldn't be surprised if he like modified his dick as like a gun
So,
or like a tank.
so no Spider-Man has a tiny penis, is what you're saying?
No, Toby definitely has tiny,
Oh,
but
Toby
like his
has tiny
personality
penis?
makes up for
You think
it. Like
Tony, you think
he's
Toby has
goofy.
a tiny penis?
Okay.
I
In,
think-
I
in,
think he looks like he's packing.
in Spider-Man
I don't
2,
know.
judging by Spider-Man 2, his dick is like
Okay.
way below
Okay,
average.
smallest,
really?
Yeah.
smallest in the group.
Oh, but like because it packs up on there, so it's like
I'm saying like the
Because of
way he
suit.
acts
Oh.
in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Oh, no,
You
Spider-Man 3.
can't judge a
man.
dick size by
Oh,
personality.
Spider-Man 3,
bro.
his dick is huge, like
And the-
fucking massive.
In the second, well, in the second act of, in the third act of Spider-Man 2, that's where he's got like a big cock, where he's like just becomes a Chad.
yeah, but,
Okay,
like,
but,
all
like, that's
before
not-
that, he's got like millimeter Peter.
If we're
Yeah.
being for real, like if we're trying to get scientific about it,
All right,
like,
let's get science.
you can't just use personality. If I'm gonna be racist, I'm gonna say the Japanese guy has the smallest dick.
Okay.
But that's just me
Well,
being
that's
racist.
why he modified it as well, though. saying like,
as
they
far as
modified it.
averages
Hey,
are
I'm
concerned.
gonna go
Oh,
on a
they-
limb here. I'm
okay,
gonna go
he
on a
has the
limb.
most
That-
dangerous dick.
I'm gonna go on a.
Because they augmented it.
Let him go
It's
on a limb. Let him go on
Yeah,
a
let
limb.
me
okay,
please
go on a
go.
limb.
I'm just gonna say it's just a complete just assumption.
Okay.
But the guy who was playing the Japanese Spider-Man,
Right.
probably 5'5" and has black hair. You know,
That,
you know,
that's probably true.
Probably
and with
like-
a small dick.
you know.
He
Yeah,
also
How tall are you, Janine?
I'm 5'9".
Let's stop going out on a
Okay,
limb
what
there.
about
It's
my-
literally the majority of the
That's-
population, which is fine, but
Okay,
it's
yeah,
cool
no,
for them.
it's
Okay, I'm
just
talking
averages.
about. I'm talking
it's
about
just,
the.
it's just
the-
percentages.
I'm talking about the. Alright, I'm talking about the adult version of this character now. But what about Miles Morales? He's probably packing.
Yo, come
Oh,
on.
I
You
mean,
didn't have to
that's
say
not
that.
fair.
Yeah.
You even have to say that.
Well, he's
Yeah.
like he's got like the craziest powers out of all the Spider-Man. Like he's got Venom Blast, so his
That's true.
his cock is.
So his cum
definitely-
must be like
Oh
insane.
no, his cum must be.
I think.
Yo, how is like the spider people come?
Okay, there's
and
a- okay,
he's
can I please share this? Can I please
Israel
share this?
Share what he's
Okay,
about
can I
to share.
please
share
He's already
this?
told
You got the
about it.
knowledge.
So-
You got the most knowledge.
I'm gonna
You
I'm
can
gonna eventually talk
have the
about
floor.
this.
dude, Spider-Man came on my face,
Okay, so I'm gonna talk.
spermed on my eye, and I couldn't open it for 3
Yes, but also I'm going to talk about this on Robbie's podcast whenever like it's finally out there.
Spider-Man come?
Yes, because in
Probably.
a Spider-Man
it,
comic
say
book,
it.
in a Spider-Man comic book that's granted not canon, but
You think it's canon?
yeah,
Okay.
it's Spider-Man way. Do you guys know the Dark Knight Returns comic?
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay, well, anyway,
I have sex.
it's Spider-Man. Damn, you whatever.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I know.
He has sex.
Okay, the
He
Spider-Man
has
come.
collected
Yeah.
the entirety of Scott Pilgrim.
That's true. That's never mind. But
Get to the point.
in Spider-Man, the
He's mad.
storyline is called Spider-Man Reign, where Spider-Man in the comic is an old ass man and he's retired, and he's very depressed, and
Oh,
you don't know.
no.
I mean, he's lost everything. He's lost Aunt May. He's lost Mary
Nice.
Jane,
Okay.
and
all
you
right.
don't know why he's lost Mary Jane until there's one scene where he needs to get his suit back. So he goes to Mary Jane's grave and keeps punching into the ground,
fuck's his
until he
deal?
like gets to the bottom of
Get a
the.
new
and-
suit.
until he
It's
get,
not
well, he's
word.
an old ass man. Suit shops are closed, and it's like
He's an old man. Just
it's a
give
dark.
up.
It's a dark distance.
Suit
Well, he
shops
wants
are
to because
closed.
he's trying to get trying to get assassinated by like a bunch of his old villains in the comic.
Walk in the road.
Yeah. But he goes into the Mary Jane's grave and pulls out his suit and then hugs her corpse, and he's like, basically, it's
chill.
like I gave you AIDS from my cum.
No
or
way.
radioactive cancer.
What?
Yeah, so his
Oh.
cum killed Mary Jane in that comic basically because they were like, let's have a kid, and since he was bitten by a radioactive spider, his sperm is I guess not okay. So in that comic, the reason why Mary Jane is dead is because he didn't wear rubber.
Wow.
Dude, holy shit.
Yeah,
That is groundbreaking information because now his cum is weaponized.
yeah.
He could,
So
he could come on someone and give them cancer.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
it's really troll, but it's actually a pretty good comic.
So- you know Scott,
Yeah.
my friend Scott.
Yes.
He was radioactive for 2 days.
Yep.
Yeah.
What happens if Scott comes in a woman
Well,
while
They
he's
die.
radioactive?
They die easy.
we'll
For real?
probably
Yeah,
never
usually
find
dies.
out.
I don't know. Maybe
Right?
maybe Scott has a
I'm
hidden
just talking
love.
purely hypotheticals
Well,
here. Does he give the bitch cancer?
Depending on the person's personality, and especially with Scott, the woman would explode.
Does he give the bitch
For
cancer?
reasons unrelated to his sperm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Scott did have to quarantine while he was
Dude,
radioactive. I
oh
remember.
my god, I'm gonna just start telling Scott stories, bro. You know, he had this girlfriend. I probably won't even say
Wait,
her
a new
name.
girlfriend?
Scott doesn't care. I'm telling this story. No, she's an old girlfriend.
Okay.
But he used to have this infected ear.
Oh,
And
no, man! Don't
I
tell this
remember the year.
story.
Nah,
I
I'm doing
remember
it.
Don't tell
the
the
year.
story.
I'm doing it. So Scott had this infected ear,
Okay.
and it was just fucking grody as shit. Like it would drain all the
I
time.
remember.
He would like put it into a napkin. We're hanging out and shit. Like he would just like dump it into a napkin, and it's just like fucking vile. It smells
probably smelled
disgusting.
terrible,
No, it
yeah.
smelled disgusting, bro. Like actually, like I smell it across the room, and it's like I know it's his
Awful.
ear. So And then we asked a question one day because he has a girlfriend at this point.
Yeah.
And me and Ty are just like, we're all playing Smash or whatever. And then we smell his ear because he like picks it and like puts it in a tissue. So I was like, dude, what happens when you're like making out with your girlfriend? And he's just like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, like that shit stinks. Like if I'm up in your face and kissing you, there's no fucking shot that I'm not smelling your ear. You don't think that like bothers her? So he asks her. He does like this has never been a thing. So he asks her.
No.
And then she's like, "Oh, I thought it was like just your aura."
No. That's so bad.
And so then Scott comes to
Damn.
me. He's like really mad. So Scott comes to me later in the day. We're like talking outside of like a Whataburger or whatever. And he goes, he's like, she said it's just like my aura. Like that's fucking so tilt. Like, like I didn't know that. Like she just thinks that's how I smell.
God.
Holy
But
shit.
she didn't care. He also let his dog Gracie lick inside of his ear.
No.
Like inside of his
man.
infected ear. He's
Oh,
like,
is that the?
and he says, it doesn't matter. She likes it.
is that the Spagato dog?
Yeah, it's Spagato
okay.
What
dog.
does that mean, Spagato dog?
Well, Scott, our
That dog was
friend,
a
recorded a
scared,
video of
terrible
like his dog, and then he's like, "Man, what's the dog? Gracie." Gracie be walking the club and be like, "Spagato." Like
That's
what
the
he said.
entire joke, by
He
the way.
just says things, man. He just says whatever. Just says whatever he feels like,
Yeah.
which is cool. It's kind of commendable.
Oh no, Scott has said the best things of all time.
A lot of people,
also the worst things.
And the
no, a
worst
lot of people
things.
have problems with Scott, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Scott and
it's
Kate.
hard to be friends with him because like I'll go and like talk to other people that came
Yeah.
to my high school and stuff like that, and they all have bad experiences with Scott. 'Cause
Yeah, no.
It's
We were
like
talking
like
to-
before I came and like baptized him, like he
Yeah.
was so terrible.
Well, yeah, no.
apparently,
we were talking to somebody who knew Scott way back in middle school, and they didn't have like a fond memory. Which to the memory, I don't blame
he
him.
just does tilt shit, doesn't
Oh
care.
no, yeah,
like,
no. Scott does not think to the future,
Which is
or
it's
the past or the
commendable in
present.
some ways. Like
Yeah.
it's honest. Like he's himself and he's
Yeah.
unapologetic about it. It's awesome.
If he like,
But like he doesn't care.
imagine if
about
he used
the
that.
bridges that he
Imagine if
burns.
he used that power for good. Though, like if he was like a
The
fireman.
power for good.
Well, I mean, like if he was like a fireman, he was like, I'm gonna run into this.
No
fucking...
shot he's ever a fireman.
Oh no, I'm just saying. That's why I
Right,
said
I
if
know.
if he used the power
I think
for
his
good.
thought would be, I want to play games when I get home. I don't want to
Yeah, I
be in a
gotta rescue
hospital.
this bitch from the fire.
He wouldn't do a selfless job like that.
I know.
But
But
instead
what
it would
if-
be
does pizza
funny.
delivery.
It would be funny
It
if
would be
Scott was a
awesome
fireman.
seeing Scott just be so troll with
He
his
would
fire
quit in the
squad.
first week though, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just not his job. It's not what he does.
Yeah.
I know Scott pretty well.
Yeah,
Just-
you made Scott.
Scott is my Frankenstein.
Okay.
You put Scott together.
Nah, like,
I was gonna say Scott was not born. He was put
don't
together.
cheer him on.
Not necessarily by Caleb, but like
I
his,
wasn't-
his malfunctioning ear, his irradiated
Oh
body,
my
his
Don't
fucked
give him
up
credit,
thyroid.
Robin. Don't give him
That-
credit.
The fact that he can't feel in like his left armpit.
Yeah, so he just rips out his
and
own
he
hair.
just rips out his,
He's
his
like,
armpit hair.
Hey, want to see something?
Just rips out a chunk
It
of his
doesn't
armpit
hurt.
hair.
It doesn't hurt. No, look. I'll do it again.
He
Dude,
did
the
that.
mole he
It
has on
doesn't
his
hurt.
elbow.
He has a wart
Yeah.
right here,
I-
and he just scratches at it and picks it off, and
He-
and it's like this giant chunk of flesh, and
And
he'll peel it back.
Yeah.
and
And
there's just raw flesh,
He
And
can
he'll
easily,
regrow
like,
it.
and it'll regrow
no,
but bigger.
He can easily like go to like the
A doctor!
and like they'll
A
just
hospital!
they'll ice it off.
Urgent
Yeah.
care.
Like
Yeah,
no,
they'll
they'll
get it-
ice it
they'll
off
ice it
in like
off.
maybe like 3 visits.
They'll
maybe
ice it off.
If
one.
it was small, it'd probably be like
Yeah.
a years long operation
you
at this
can
point.
you can probably like no, you can't do it from home at this point.
It's a visible percentage of his body.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll just ice it off for him. He doesn't care though.
Yeah.
Like, why,
He doesn't.
Well,
He'll just
doesn't-
peel it back and
doesn't
let it
give a
grow
shit.
bigger.
Yeah.
Man, if I
You're right. Commendable in some
God.
ways.
Yeah, if only like I said, if only used it for good.
yeah.
At
Like,
the-
I mean,
at this
unexplainable
point, like,
in others.
all
that's
the
true, very
listeners are like,
unexplainable.
I want someone to like have it. I don't know if I said this before or not, but I want someone to like do a drawing of Scott, like to see what the viewers think
We
he
just
looks
gave
like.
them a lot of physical attributes.
Okay, that could be
He's
our
got a
email.
beard.
That could be our.
and if you want to email us and you have some time, draw what you think Scott looks like. Don't cheat.
He looks like Mexican Wolverine.
Now they know he's Mexican and Wolverine. Good
no,
job.
he could be white.
Yeah, now that
Send it
it's
to
more
us at
accurate.
starbanditspodcast@gmail.com.
he could.
We
be.
do have an email.
Okay,
I'd like to say
Let's
that.
go.
let's get to it.
All right. One word story suggestion. Yo. I do see something that could improve for the one-word stories.
that shit was trash.
I think people
Yo.
should limit on what they empty words or on what empty words or linkage words they could say, like as, a, am, is, etc., or even curse words. I will force everyone to create more interesting choices because I feel like the last one was stalling for a linkage/curse word to end their turn. I do have one question for the Star Bandits. What's the first thing you guys would do if the podcast gets $1 million Patreon donation? Who would be the most greedy about it? Who would steal it and buy the most outrageous shit with it? Sent from my cockering, Paul Onion.
Nah, 100% of the profit would go back in the show.
That is factual.
Not
very
all
true.
of it. I think we would.
No,
want
it would.
We would want to distribute it between all of us.
The thing is like, so
I don't want to go back to my job after we get $1 million.
I haven't thought about it.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it. Okay. We probably would take a cut.
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course.
if we
Per
had
person.
$1
$1
million,
million's a lot of money.
Yeah.
$1 million a month, assuming this is Patreon.
No, I think it's a one-time donation.
A one-time.
Let's just assume it's
I mean,
a one-time.
still one time. Okay, one time $1 million.
Still a lot of money.
If
Manifesting.
you are
manifesting.
making me continue to go to work, and we have $1 million we can be coasting
Yeah.
off of,
No, that's not how that
fuck
works.
you.
No,
Okay.
that's not how that
No,
works.
I agree. What my first thought is, we would get a studio, like an actual
Oh, of
real
course.
studio, not in a garage.
Yeah.
Easy investment.
We would pay somebody to make our show better
Yes.
and design the set and all that.
Hire editors.
We would hire editors and stuff so we don't have to do it.
Yeah, but now we have a team in marketing.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
team, and
Yeah.
then marketing is
And
what
then that's
a
an
good
investment.
chunk would go
Yeah.
in.
But
'cause
like,
the
no
marketing
shit, it
is
obviously
important.
goes back into the show.
Yeah.
But considering $1 million is a lot of money, we would all get a
Yeah.
cut.
If
Of
I'm
it.
That's
not
fine.
getting something so I can pay the rest of my bills because I have $1 million podcast,
I think-
I'll be pissed.
At
at
least
you.
I think
50K.
a
No,
year's,
but
a year's worth
I don't think
of
you're understanding.
salary. Maybe
Like-
even 2. I don't know.
It's like we if we use all this $1 million, like it could literally just create jobs for all of us.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
with
saying.
the podcast. But no. But you taking that cut isn't gonna
I'm not
create
talking
you a
about
job.
taking a
or-
cut. I'm just talking about if we get $1 million, I better be able to quit my job.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
at
saying.
least
We're
give a
set-
free 10K to
No, but
everyone.
we're setting it up. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We're setting it up. Like
Yeah.
it's not like we get $1 million. Okay, we're set. We have to spend this $1 million and then get a hit podcast.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm always at work, like any job I'm at, and I'm like, man, I just want the Patreon to blow up one day, and I hope it does.
Like if
Yeah.
$1 million spawns in our account, you won't be able to immediately quit your job because we got to do this first. We got to
Yeah.
actually like.
Obviously.
I mean, we could all divvy up $200,000 and quit
No,
forever.
No, fuck that.
Yeah,
No,
but
I would-
why would you want to do that? Like we just put it back on the podcast, and we just do that.
Yeah.
You know? So you want to be able to quit frame one, but you will eventually be able to quit because
We grow the show.
Are there
Hopefully,
even
the $1 million
any-
dollars
And here's the thing
will
is
grow the
like,
show. Yeah.
I don't have access to the Patreon. So if someone just randomly donated $1 million, I don't
Yeah,
even
no.
see that or
I
get
don't have
that.
access.
Israel doesn't either. And so the only person who could be greedy with it is yourself.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't.
And
I
we
wouldn't
all
do
know
it.
you would
No.
not do that.
Yeah.
You're the best spender in the house.
That's probably not true.
You think so?
I think Israel might be best spender in house.
Yeah.
Maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, like,
Israel's most frugal.
I don't got any.
Yeah, you are frugal.
I don't
You're
got any-
consistently frugal.
I don't got any stupid shit in my room. I don't
But
think.
you
I got some stupid shit.
you are good at budgeting,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. And you would see that mill and be like, okay, we have to use this correctly
Yeah.
now.
Send us $1 million.
Yeah, totally.
Please,
Hey,
if
see
this-
what
Hey,
happens.
this
Yeah,
is
see
an
what
offer.
happens.
See if
this
we're all
is an
still
offer.
friends by next week after one of us is in possession of $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Why would you
It's
say
an awful
that
thing
out
to
loud?
say.
Anymore?
I guess you'd figure it out pretty soon, though.
Yeah.
Because a week would pass, and I would say, hey, all of y'all quit your jobs.
I invested-
Also, meet here on Wednesdays now.
Yeah.
Are there even any studios in Austin that we could?
For
Okay,
sure.
but like
Yeah.
straight up, if we had $1 million, we should just buy a house and then stop dealing with this HOA bullshit.
We'll talk about it when we get the
But
million. We'll talk about it.
that's
We'll-
like
we'll-
that would be literally 70-80% of all of whatever we had.
Yeah, Roseboro is going for our old house is going for $400K.
Jesus.
God damn,
Yeah.
Austin, man.
Remember when I made you wait outside in the car?
When was this?
I went in some office building for like 45 minutes and then came out.
Probably.
while I was in there, there was a office room with a studio. I don't remember what it was for, but they had like the show title on the door. And I peeked in, and there was some guy talking in front of a camera with lights on and a camera. I think it was like some kind of, I don't know, electronic review channel or something. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, it was just some rando office, and they had rented it out and turned it into a studio. So
Yeah, didn't you grab a business card from them?
How the
But there's
fuck
there's-
did that neighborhood we came from end up going for $500,000?
no fucking clue.
That's crazy because
The police are called there like every night.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
No.
dude, that same amount of money, like if you just went to like our old town, like in League City,
Yep.
like fucking
A big house.
mansion,
Uh-huh.
fucking mansion, like easy.
That's
Yeah.
But you go to
ridiculous.
Austin, you get like this room. There, like this house that like 7 teenage guys pissed in, like for fucking like a year,
Yeah.
2
Yeah,
years.
in our
Crazy.
The
old
cat's pissed in.
in our old house, you
No, we
would
pissed
hear
everywhere.
ambulances going by, and you would also hear planes going by,
No,
and
yeah,
sometimes you'd
because
be
we were
like,
near the airport.
sometimes you'd be like, is the plane chasing the ambulance? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
No, the
And
planes
the
would
cops
like.
would be
That's
Fucking
outside.
GTA out there. We're just NPCs.
Dude, I was playing GTA a couple days ago, and I was walking on the way to work, and I just thought about just like shooting cars that were nearby, like just shooting the wheels off, and then like seeing them flip over. I was like, God damn.
It took me a second to
I
like
didn't actually want to do
chronologically.
that, but I was like, what if I
piece
just
together
shot
whatever
that
you're
speeding
saying.
car, and it just started flipping over?
Austin's getting bad, y'all.
That sentence is the reason why I wasn't allowed to play GTA as a kid.
Okay.
Austin is getting bad. It's just new LA, and it's coming closer every single day.
What's
Yeah,
getting
it's
bad
about to be
about it?
very hard to
Exactly.
live
Traffic.
here.
Oh yeah.
Traffic,
Traffic's
and
horrible.
traffic,
Yeah.
the businesses, and the living costs. The real
Yeah.
estate is fucking skyrocketing out that asshole,
I
and
hope-
it will be very expensive to live in Austin in
Also,
the next
it's-
couple of years.
I
Yeah,
hope more
also it's-
unfunny LA comedians move out, and then it won't go back to normal. But
No, the
you know.
comedians are fine.
Not the
comedians
LA
living here are
ones.
no, they're fine, honestly.
Eh.
But
I
like,
think it's sad
all-
that you can see a brand new high end meat market right next to a hole in the wall Mexican meat market.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gentrification is just
It's insane.
absurd here.
Yeah.
It's getting very bad, and I wonder about our future in this
Yeah.
city at this rate.
We might have to.
It's getting
move to Houston.
Let's go to League City.
I mean, I
it's
would,
getting very
I-
expensive, y'all.
I would move to Houston if everybody else did. I would not.
It's not a
It
bad
depends
idea.
on the area.
It's not a bad idea.
I wouldn't. No,
I
but
really like Austin.
I love
I
being
love
here.
don't
Austin
love-
too.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Houston.
I don't love Austin.
Even if everyone
or
goes,
Houston,
honestly.
but I mean, like,
Houston's kind of boring, a little bit. But I
I've-
mean, they got good scenes for a lot of things. Like
well, no, they have a good rap scene. Like Houston rap is.
Austin
like,
rap scene's
growing.
fucking dog
Oh no,
shit.
Austin rap's trash ass.
Yeah.
Austin rap,
Houston-
it's about video games.
Yeah.
Houston rap scene's really good, and the comedy scene's also really
Houston,
good.
Houston's
like, you
made
know-
a lot of successful musicians
Yeah.
in the last like decade.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Ghetto
yeah.
Boy-
like
Boys,
Beyonce.
like Whitney Houston.
Ghetto Boys are good.
The rap group Ghetto Boys is from Houston, I
Yeah,
think.
they're
Or
good.
at
I mean,
least-
culturally,
yeah.
Houston is kind of more important, like also historically.
Oh,
also the
yeah.
fourth
Yeah.
For
largest
sure.
city in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's all people with oil money. Like,
San Antonio is okay. We went
I like
downtown
San
there
Antonio.
recently. It's
it's cool.
yeah. It
It's
doesn't have
like,
much from what I've been
It's
down.
just-
It's just
It's-
stale Austin.
Yeah.
It is. It's gimmicky. It revolves around the Riverwalk.
I feel
That's like the thing to do. And then here
Yeah.
we have like
The Alamo. They
like
got the Alamo.
3 more things to do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Alamo. You go once and you've seen it
Yeah,
all.
once
Yeah.
you've gone to the Alamo,
Yeah.
once you've seen.
You go
it.
to San Antonio for the limestone.
I've never been to the Alamo. I don't think I've been to the Alamo in San Antonio.
You don't have to.
I know, but I'm
Imagine
just
it,
saying.
and that's what it looks
San
like.
Antonio is only
Okay,
like
now it
really
looks awesome in
it's,
my head.
it's only really North Austin. It's just made into a big city. It's
Right.
just
Yeah.
like very much nothing more than that.
San Antonio has the Riverwalk and the old Capitol and the Alamo, and then we
Oh.
have the new Capitol and a cooler river and South Congress.
But San Antonio does have something we don't have, which is a huge hotel called the Robert E. Lee Hotel.
oh wow, Let's
And it's
go.
Oh
Huge
no.
neon sign.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Yeah, we
fucking
don't
God.
have that.
Isn't there a
actually.
Robert E.
We
Lee
got the fucking
statue in
Bowie here.
Texas? Like, wasn't there one on the way to?
What did that guy do? It was some Civil War shit.
Yeah, the Confederate general.
Yeah, the Confederate general.
All right.
He's a
We
bad
passed by
guy.
the statue of Sam Houston.
Okay.
I love that
Not
statue.
Robert E. Lee.
But I know-
Sam
isn't
Houston
there-
is basically George Washington, but
Yeah,
for Texas.
But isn't there? There's
That's
a
your
Robert.
historical
There's a big
anecdote.
Robert E. Lee statue in Texas, right?
I mean, maybe.
He started the rap scene in Houston. Sam
Oh no,
Houston
for
did.
sure. He was the original Hamilton. You know, where they get all a bunch of slave owners
He's like,
to rap.
I'm Sam Houston, and I'm here to say I love
Yeah.
America in a really good way.
Yeah. And
That's
I'm
good.
Hamilton,
Thank
and
you.
I own slaves. But you don't want to know about that.
Well, I think
I
we're
used
done.
that
Yeah,
for
Hamilton
my
is
money to
slaves.
save.
Yeah.
He
I
did
think- I
own
think-
slaves.
I
Sadly.
love slaves because I like my money to save. Boom.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson really loved slaves.
So did George. All the foundings.
George did. He
Oh, I mean,
He
would you hate slaves?
Israel hates slaves.
I
Israel
hate
does hate slaves.
slavery, cocksucker.
I want to hate the slaves
I don't hate the slaves. I hate slavery.
unless they were evil.
George Washington.
Oh yeah, no.
Evil slave.
Yeah, no
okay.
evil slaves moment.
That's an interesting art.
George
you rather be
Washington would go to his slaves and then buy their teeth off of them for himself.
Yeah, no,
And he
'cause-
wouldn't tell them that he was going to them because he could get a better price. Because
Yeah.
if he went to the dentist would charge like $30 a tooth.
God.
He would pay his slaves like $8 or $9 a tooth,
Yeah.
I'm
Would you
being for
guys-
real.
God
and then cut
damn.
it as a deal.
I'm being for real.
Okay.
If we call the founding brothers the founding brothers, a lot of problems would
All
be
our problems
solved.
would be gone.
The
the
founding brothers.
the
Yeah,
two-party
brothers-
system would dissolve.
Yeah. The lizard people would
Gotta
go
get rid of
away.
that two-party
Lizard people
system.
would go back to
9/11.
Nibiru.
9/11 reverts.
Oh no,
Yeah.
the towers would just come
The
back.
towers finally come
And
back
it
up.
all comes full
Building
circle.
building 7 though would still be
Because it's
exploded.
female architecture.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's our wrap up.
That's a wrap up.
If you have an email, send it to us at starbanditspodcast@gmail.com. That is bandits with an S at the end of it. Go to our Patreon at patreon.com/starbandits podcast. The Star Bandits. Is it Star Bandits podcast? Yeah. Star Bandits podcast. I am Marcus Zelzel. You can find me on all of my social media at Marcus Zelzel.
I'm Caleb King. You can find all my, or not all my social media, my Instagram at the Caleb King. That's Caleb with a K, and my Twitter at Caleb's Twit. That's Caleb with a K.
This has been Robbie Bland.
Bland.
You can find all of my social media at Land Clan Videos.
is my Iron Sheik tweet of the day. Fucking something pussy.
Thank you guys for
Okay.
listening. Iron Sheik tweet of the day. As many times in a row, go fuck yourself. Adios,
I was
everybody.
close. I was pretty close.
My name is Junaid.
he is the
You can
same
find my
row.
Twitter at Echo Junaid.
This is cuntfuck and
You've not introduced yourself correctly
okay,
once this
whatever.
podcast.
And I have a special announcement. My old stop motions are now going to be sold as NFTs. I've recently been going broke lately, so hopefully that's a worthy investment. Yeah,
right.
you
God
won't
damn
be
it.
able to view them on YouTube in T-3 minutes, so please watch them, including Spider-Man versus Sinister Six.
Yeah, go to nfts.com. learn
Yeah, nft.org.gov.starbandits.
I'm sorry for him.
more. Tune in next week.
I am too.
Tune in next week.
Tune in next week, everybody.
Why do you have to say the last one?
Yeah.
Hey, I got to get the last word in.
End it. He needs to end
I do.
Tune in.
Invest.
Junaid, you've just triggered nonstop anxiety about